Good afternoon or good morning, everybody, depending on where you are. And my headset's falling off. There we go. Audio is a good thing. Um, let me make sure I got the audio right today. Yes, I do. Okay, great. This is Roaming Prepper. I'm your host, Pete. It's good to see you. It's been such a not a bad day. You know, those busy days that everything gets chaotic and you hit not only at work, but with family and insurance and whatever other things, life, but they all happen at once. And you get completely distracted. And then you kind of become stupid, right? Because your brain fails. And then it's just like playing catch up. You know it's a bad day when we just hit basically quitting time. Um, I've already poured a glass of wine. I know at least two of my geologists and scientific types are already at the bar at 5. So it's been a day, but we got it covered. It's just we're tired. But speaking of distractions, I was going somewhere with this. You know how I am. Distractions or something else? What am I talking about? Why the title? I'll be right back and I'll tell you what I'm seeing and how we can learn from it. Well, welcome back, everyone. Don't forget to hit the like button. Lately, YouTube has been very strange. Um, Instagram has already put me in jail for going after child traffickers. But YouTube's been like knocking people off and then bringing them back randomly. I don't know what's going on. There's another creator, and I forgot his name, and he and I don't align politically, but he's a smart guy. Respect where he comes from. And he said he looked at like 20 different videos that had gotten busted for one reason or another. And he said there's no rhyme or reason. He honestly thinks YouTube has lost control of its own damn algorithm because he said it squished a guy on political left, because of something that made no sense, but let a neo Nazi through. Then it beat up a guy on the right for something that didn't make sense, but it lists someone basically make a like a communistic violent remark, and that one was okay. And he's just of the opinion that the algorithm is retarded, in his words, not mine. So by all means, hit the like, share, make a comment. You want to put gibberish, just hit the keyboard and put blah 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 in the, I don't know how you spell blah blah blah, but in the comments, that's fine too. Anyway, what was I talking about? Why a distraction? So we've talked about asymmetric warfare, Cold War, and a few other creators talked about fifth generation warfare, which is really important for us to understand because it's not your typical warfare. Um, we've had a lot of concerns with all the unvetted people coming into the country that we could have bad players, and it's a completely reasonable thing. It's not a dig at immigration, it's more dig at the fact that we don't know who's coming in, right? Let's check them out, run a background check, call their home country. Hey, is this guy a felon? Is he a terrorist? Oh, he's a nice guy, has a wife and kids. Great. Welcome to America. Fill out your paperwork, pay your taxes, go make a bakery or business, and live the American dream. If you're an asshole, a rapist, a pedophile, or some kind of terrorist, go the hell away, right? But we're worried about it. But this can happen in other countries too. And as much as other countries can put bad guys into our borders, I'd like to think we do it too. Maybe not directly. I'll tell you what I'm talking about because you're probably by now wondering, well, where's he going with this? Um, you're probably going to see this several days after this occurred. But attacks in Russia's Muslim majority Republic of Dagestan are the latest strikes in the country linked to Islamic State. Now, a lot of people claim that the IS is a US slash Israeli slash Saudi creation. We don't know. I have my suspicions, but we don't know. But anyway, let's just assume they're just bad guys for the sake of being bad guys. One security analyst told Newsweek that the Kremlin's focus on Ukraine rather than the threat of terrorism means more such incidents are guaranteed. Russia's authorities announced a counterterrorism operation after men opened fire on a Russian Orthodox churches and a synagogue in the coastal city of Derbent. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. At around 6 p.m. Sunday. Within the same hour, another group opened fire on the traffic police post in the republic's capital of Makhachkala. Makhachkala? I don't know how to say that either. Putin's quickly losing control of the country, posted pro-Ukrainian ex-user war is translated, who writes about the Russian president's invasion next to video of the aftermath of the attacks. Newsweek has contacted Russia's investigative committee for comment. Dagestani Governor Sergei Milikov said more than 15 police officers, several civilians, and an Orthodox priest were killed, and six, quote, bandits had been liquidated. That's a nice word. The Russian branch of ISK's Islamic State Khorasan province praised the attack, saying it was carried out by the brothers from the Caucasus. The Institute of the Study of War said the wording of the social media post suggested the Wilayat Kavats, the Islamic State's northern Caucasus, as likely responsible. So this is interesting because some people claim IS is a proxy for us, the Brits, the Israeli, whoever we think is there are. They may not be. They may just be their own free floating bad guy group who goes around and messes with other people. Whatever the case is, notice what happened. The country got distracted with Ukraine and all this other stuff, and they went and shot up a couple of places, and they were very targeted: Orthodox churches, synagogues, and police stations. There's no reason to think that couldn't happen here. Who's to say that instead of IS, it could be whatever their proxy is? I don't know, Al Qaeda, it could be McMuffin terrorists, who knows? Couldn't happen here. This is why situational awareness and understanding your area is key. But a lot of people are freaking out because they're like, oh, this terrorism, Russia, no, Russia's going to squish this. They're going to put an armored division there and basically kill anyone they don't like. But it's interesting to see how this got pulled off. Russia's borders are way more secure than ours as far as vetting people. If I tried to sneak into Russia, my ass would go to jail. Unless I turned myself in and requested asylum openly, if I tried to sneak in and kind of finagle my way into the country, if I didn't get shot, I'd go to jail. I would be imprisoned, I'd be interrogated, the FSB would get me, they'd beat me up and zap me, and it would just be bad all around, especially for me. But these guys got in. They may have already been there. They may have been radicalized internally. This is absolutely possible here. And our threats, I think, will come from much more diverse, I guess, a more diverse multitude of places than Russia's, right? The Chinese, it's unlikely they're kind of like on the same page with fighting with us and NATO. So China's not going to mess with Russia. China will mess with us. ISIS will mess with us. Al Qaeda will mess with us. The Russians will mess with us. There are a lot of players who don't like the US of A and the NATO countries right now. It's not unheard of that this can happen here. It could happen in Europe. It does. Your gun laws are irrelevant. Bad guys will find bad ways to do bad things. You could ban guns, take them all away, and you know what? They're just going to bring them over the border with the fentanyl and the prostitutes and everything else and give it to the bad guys, and they're going to do stuff to us. Obviously, as preppers, we can't control this, but it's interesting to see it in action. Was this a random terror attack by an Islamic government, Islamic movement? Was it fifth generation warfare? Was this asymmetric warfare? But it's being portrayed as a terror attack. Understand, asymmetric warfare wouldn't be obvious. If something pops off, it's going to be one of those, what the hell happened? Like the boat hitting a bridge. Was it an accident or not? Was it a hack or not? We don't know. We can speculate, and I have my own thoughts about why a big freighter would suddenly make a 90-degree turn and take a whole bridge down after, thousands of boats went through the same area and never hit the bridge. But regardless, it's interesting to see this. I would be personally on my guard to understand what's going on in my area. Do I see something out of place? Do I see groups of people that I don't normally see congregating? Do I see someone taking pictures of something like, why are you so interested in this building when it's not a tourist destination? It's not a sight to see. What are you planning? What's going on? Understanding the rhythm of your area and what is going on around you is very important. Now, if something like this were to happen to you, that's why you're a prepper. You have whatever amount of food, whatever amount of storage, whatever it is you can do in your home. Something like this pops off. What you want to do is be out of the street, inside your home or inside your property or your homestead or your ranch or whatever it is you have, and being able to defend that which you have, and let the guys who are trained and equipped to take on the bad guys do their job. So, just an interesting segue into some other topics we've been all talking about lately. Folks will see this and go, oh, the Islamic State hit Russia. But now, down there, and they went after cops and soldiers. It's like the fires in Germany. Where'd they come from? Why would they happen? There's a lot of little To me, there's a lot of signs of asymmetric warfare going on, but nobody can prove it, nor can I. Purely conspiracy slash speculation on my part, but it's important to understand why you need to have a couple of weeks of food, at least a couple of days of food. Have a weekend worth of food so you can stay off the streets for 72 hours, 96 hours. Whether you're just starting or you're experienced, you don't want to have to go out on the street. If something like this happens here in the States, they're going to lock entire cities down. That's a good time to not have to go anywhere and not have to deal with what's going on outside. Stay at home, load your pews, protect your family. So, folks, keep your eyes open for more of this. I don't think this is done. But anyway, thanks for joining me on this one. I just thought this was a super interesting little side story to everything else all of us are talking about. Until next time, God bless, Godspeed, be safe out there. Have an amazing 4th of July, depending on when I wind up airing this video, and get home safe. And don't forget, trade notes, comment, like, not just me, all the other creators, we're all getting beat up this month. Help out your friends and pay attention to what's going on. That's how we stay a few steps ahead of everyone else so we're not in the big lines at the store when everyone's freaking out. You guys be good. Take care, guys.